the Cyclops. Ladies and gents, ang leader ng hardball kasi isa lang pa.
Isa lang.
Minus 5 eh. 5 malasado. At ako naman ang spree para dito kay Cyclops at umikot na. Patay na pala yung dito. Pag si Yakno hinahabol sa amin ng BSB, it's our time to shine. Hinahabol na si Yakno dito pero ayun, shut down para kay Omay Venus. Sabi ni Rix, not in our town. 20 to 30. Wipe out ang Onyx PH. Hardball pa rin. Sa side of BSB, it seems like it's the end of the game, Butters.
It really looks like it. May cannon sila dito sa may middle lane. BSB, they can take this straight to the base. Onyx PH. They actually lose game number 1 against BSB. BSB dito. Wow! Di natin pinag-usapan yun.
Oo.
Pero wow!
Wow talaga! There you go! Still, the Diggy strategy in the mid-fight.
Pansign.
Pansine. The Diggy strategy in the mid-fight, it paid off, Butters. We all thought that it's gonna fail, pero sabi ng BS, bakit nga naman namin i-reveal agad? Kunyari, practice lang sa umpisa. And it was a team effort for the side of BSB kasi everyone in their lineup ay nag-skill.
Yeah.
And this time, natapos nila yung game.
I would like to make a comment about dun sa Diggy strategy na ginawa dito ng BSB. It wasn't really the sacrificial Diggy setup na iniisip natin from the get-go. What they did was, nung okay na yung lineup dito ng BSB, nung kaya na nila lumaban, ang ginawa ni Cap 1 dito, ginulo niya ng ginulo si Wise. And we really thought that it was the same strategy. But it's not. It's more on the information battle.
Yes.
Alam nila kung nasan si Wise lagi. Alam nila kung paano mag-take ng objective. Alam nila kapag mag-i-invade si Wise, kukunin niya yung jungle, magka-counter jungle, o kukunin yung turtle. So once nakikita nila si Wise nandun sa kabilang side ng mapa, pupunta sila sa turtle.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, man, dito mo pasok yung sinabi natin kanina, it's all about the vision game.
Yeah.
And knowing, yung quote mo kanina, knowing
is half the battle.
Half the battle. And, man, na-half nila. Actually, one game agad para sa side ng BSB. Let's see kung ano masasabi ni Wolf sa game na yon.
Medyo nagulat ako sa mga comments sa mga casters natin, but that was an amazing display of a different take on a Diggy feeding or tactical feeding strategy coming out from BSB in many facets of the game. Actually, napakarami nating matututunan sa game na to. We will be learning a lot when it comes to how teams think about their strategies, right? But let's start with the draft. I feel that this is a draft that BSB pwede natin sabihin panalo nila eh. Okay. So why? There were 3 initial picks. So ito yung mga first picks. So you have the Balmond, if I'm not mistaken, the Atlas, and the Khalid as Onyx. So ang ginawa ng BSB, dahil sila yung nasa red side, ang kanilang third pick was this Diggy. Interestingly. Tapos, ang kanilang fourth pick is the Lilia. So actually, these two supports Trevor as well as Cap 1. I like it because it countered a lot. If you will notice, itong Hayabusa, una sa lahat, ang Atlas ay isang Atlas Khalid as well as Balmond. This is a very all-in strategy. Ano ibig sabihin ng all-in strategy? Kapag tumalon sila, gusto nila makapatay agad. Gusto nila ma-eliminate agad yung mga members. And honestly, Jay had a rough time. Kahit maganda yung kanyang mga initiations, ang hirap mag-decide on his part dahil lagi siya mag-isip, meron na bang times journey na available? Nagamit na ba? Hindi pa ako makatalon. Yung magic shoes ba? Nandyan pa rin. And whenever na may mahuli, mahatak din niya, kunwari si Wilson, hindi rin maganda kasi pag nahatak niya kasama yung Terizda, he will just pop the penalty zone and all of a sudden, ang dami ng problema ng Onyx. In fact, Jay, maraming beses mong makikita dun sa mismong gameplay niya na talaga nag-iisip siya, tatalon ba ako o hindi? Meron pang times journey, meron pang magic shoes, meron pang penalty zone, ang daming ways para pigilan yung initiation dito ng ating Atlas, kaya nagkaroon talaga ng malaking problema ang Onyx. So, that's we will see later dun sa ating post-game stats perhaps kung ano yung ma-impact nung Lilia as well as nung Diggy when it comes to how they dealt with it. Like for example, I'm looking at Lilia now. Look at this, 81,000 damage coming out from just the Lilia. This is what you get from mage supports, right? Ngayon, maraming beses dun sa mga clash natin, ang ganda ng pinapakita ng Onyx. It's just that their decision making is always hampered. I can't imagine to be in Jay's shoes ngayon. Parang doon sa specific game na yun. Kailan ba ako papasok? May penalty zone, merong times journey, merong Lilia. That's why I felt na hindi ganun ka one-sided itong draft natin from BSB as well, from BSB laban sa Onyx. Pero ang smart talaga niya. Napakatalino nung ginawa dito ng BSB because they put a lot of issues against Onyx and it really felt like sobrang prepared dito ang BSB. Now, heading into the highlights of the match, merong isang cool na highlight tayo dun sa start ng game. And I think na-point out din ng ating mga casters, this particular one. As you can see, mapapaisip ka, bakit ganun? Why is it that Drix is level 4 at this moment? So, level 4 ngayon si Drix. And this is just 1 minute and 20 seconds in. What is the level of our yung kanyang carry counterpart, which is the Hayabusa? He is just level 3 at this point in time. And I think na dito nagsimula yung strength ng BSB sa start ng match. Imagine yung Yi Sun-shin mo, meron agad Mountain Shocker, and if you know your timings, kung naglalaro ka ng madalas, at this moment, you know na level 3 lang yung kalaban mo, even if you look, of course, dun sa score screen, and pop your ultimate, alam mo na meron nandyan. Pro players, they know kung kailan nag-orange or nagpa-purple ang isang team. And although this is up to chance, it is just incredibly cool na pagka-ultimate dito ni Drix, nanakaw niya yung orange buff away from Onyx PH. And that's, imagine, 2 minutes of strength na advantage ngayon ng BSB. Couple that with the fact na paikot-ikot lang dito si Diggy. Now, a lot of clashes happening. I really don't like the decision-making of Onyx PH in many phases of the game. I just felt na kinocommit agad nila yung ultimate ni Wise on such peculiar moments na although naipapanalo nila, kinakailangan pa nilang mag-commit. That's why there were many times in the late game that BSB will be able to punish. Couple that with the fact na maganda rin yung draft dito ng BSB against all-in types of lineups. So as the game develops, makakita tayo ng mga magandang plays din from Onyx. But even better dun sa late game natin, kung saan decision-making na nga talaga yung makikita natin. Perhaps as we look at the highlights of this game, this is one interesting clash coming out from Onyx PH. They decided to commit yung ultimate ni Wise on this Hayabusa on one specific hero, but that is Wilson, isang Terizla. Terizla, gusto niya mababa HP niya because that's when he will be able to tank up a lot. And look at the map, unti-unti nang gumagalaw dito yung mga members ng BSB papunta sa position na to eventually punish Onyx PH, and they will. And tignan mo yung dive dito ng Onyx PH. I mean, sila yung nanalo sa una, but look at the magic shoes, yung mga regeneration natin dito. Unfortunately, medyo nanggigil ang BSB. At dito na natin makikita yung, I guess this is a big 3-pointer that we will see from Iakno. Oh, di pa pala. Sa susunod pa pala. But nevertheless, when the fights do happen, when the skirmishes do happen, we will see that BSB na babalik nila yung laban sa kanilang favor kasi nga yung lineup ng Onyx PH all in. So kailangan nila mag-burst down agad. And their lineup is medyo sustained. Hindi pala medyo, talagang sustained. You have Lilia Magic Shoes, or Black Shoes, or Nak Shoes, kung ano man tangadan yan. Siyempre, there's the very sustained type, as well as the Diggy. Now, the game progresses na laging ganito yung batuan. Makakuha ng kill yung Onyx, makakabawi yung BSB, palitan lang. And you can feel na wala talagang nagbe-breakaway when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the power. I think this is such a good play coming out from Onyx PH just to fight in this area. Alam nila din kasi na meron sila na advantage sana, but when the fights happen na magkakakumpol na nga dito yung Onyx PH, dun napapunish sila ng BSB. I believe that eventually this positioning coming out from Wise, I think na-point out to ng mga casters natin na hindi na available si Drix kaya din nakakuha ng Lord. I mean, Drix wasn't in the general area of the Lord kaya din nanaling Onyx PH. However, nandun pa rin Parang mapapanalo ng Onyx PH yung laban, but eventually, mapapatay sila pa isa-isa ng BSB. It always happens, paulit-ulit, and you're feeling na bakit hindi ma-close out ng Onyx PH yung ating mga laban. It's mainly because of that fact na makakuha nga sustain. So this is such a important clash for BSB. Una sa lahat, 'di ba? This is what we're talking about. The jump from Atlas is good. Ang dami niya nahuli. However, nahuli niya dito yung si Terizla, which just literally right now just pops the penalty zone. Si Lilian nag-magic shoes lang. Tapos si Diggy nag-times journey. See? So pag nahuli yung Diggy dito with that kahit gaano kaganda yung initiation ni Atlas, if there's times journey, if there's penalty zone, there's just a lot of punishment coming out from BSB. And this is what makes it so na ang ganda nung draft ng BSB pag napaisip ka. Parang hindi siya ganun ka-outdraft in a way against Onyx PH. At hindi rin siya yung parang cheesy type na Diggy draft tayo dito. It's not that. Diggy counters the first 3 picks of Onyx PH whether or not the Diggy feeding meta is available. At nakita natin yung strength nga eventually ng lineup ng BSB. I really like it. There's a lot of promise for BSB on how they take the draft. And maybe Onyx PH have underestimated the drafting prowess of BSB in this game. Drix, our MVP, 8-3-11. And obviously we know na maganda yung performance si Drix on this season, Chin. But the real MVP is the whole team with their good analysis of the match, good take and approach, and knowing when to fight or not, knowing how to punish their opponents. Napaka-exciting makita ang BSB if they can perform like this in game number 2. But let's see Onyx. We know that this team is the relentless Avenger nga yung tawag sa kanila dun sa intro. And maybe they will show us a little bit of a glimpse of that relentless Avenger come game number 2. But what do you think, casters? Do you think maabot tayo sa game 3? Sa inyo na muna.
Sa tingin ko, talagang tunay na adapt or perish ang motto dito ng side ng BSB. Wala sa kanila ang Abe Avengers, wala sa kanila ang runner-up. Sabi nila, why not? Pwede naman tayo magdigi ng hindi gagawin yung nauusong martyr strategy. And it goes to show na ang BSB ginawa nila ang trabaho nila.
Yes.
Gumawa sila ng assignment. Ito yung team na naghanda para sa kanilang kalaban ngayon and dagulat ngayon ang Onyx PH. Even though ang gaganda ng mga ginawa ng Onyx PH na outplays, the draft itself, like what Wolf said, kapag pumasok kayo sa amin, ang dami naming pang counter go. Defense is the best offense. Ladies and gentlemen, BSB taking game number 1. We're now closing into game number 2. Butters, man, ikaw, nagulat ka din.
Oh.
Parehas tayo nag-wow. BSB putting on a show on that first fight. What is going through the minds right now ng Onyx? Ganyan.
Clearly, medyo sabihin na natin dito, expected na ng BSB yung first 3 picks nila. And I do agree with Wolf na at that point on, when Diggy got picked, na-negate na yung tatlong unang tao
Like
or
what we've
2
said,
ng picks.
diba? May
Oo.
Atlas eh.
May Atlas.
Kahit nung naglalaro tayo, nung nakita mo yung Atlas,
Oo, automatic.
sabi mo, Diggy na to. Parang
Hindi kasi
automatic
hindi nila kilala si Patricia.
Si Patricia.
Si Patricia
Oo.
lang yung kilala nila. Wala eh. Lumabas si Patricia ng mga panahon na yun eh.
Anayos lang namin sabihin nito guys na kasi isang Diggy na pang-counter talaga sa Atlas. Kasi parang mawawala ng saysa yung Atlas talaga eh.
Oo.
No? Oo. No? Ita-time journey
Kumbaga
lang.
sa isang usong laro ngayon, nagiging impostor si Atlas.
Yes.
Hindi niya nagagawa yung trabaho niya. Eh
Yes.
tatandaan mo, Kuya Manjin, hindi na 0.2 mini-stun
Yes.
yung perfect match.
Yes.
Yun po ay 40% movement speed decrease.
Yes, na-nerf
Na-nerf na siya.
ang Atlas before we went into the MPL. And I think it goes to show na gustong piliin nga ng Onyx yung Atlas dahil tinanggal din nila yung Valier on the priority ban, no? Kasi ang ayaw mo naman kasing kalaban yung Valier kapag gusto mo yung mga all-in heroes like Kufra, Atlas, kasi itutulak ka lang ng torrent eh. With that, Onyx PH with the same bans, but this time on the first phase, that is the Tams and the Hilda naman. BSB now banning the Ling and the Selena and the Yuzong, but this time, man, I think this is the hero of the week still. Onyx naman ang mangingitlog.
Boiled egg.
Boiled egg na, soft-boiled.
Soft-boiled.
Soft-boiled
Ang
egg.
tanong, si Venus ba ang gagamit?
Si Venus ba ang gagamit?
Kasi kanina, gamit niya yung malasado.
Malasado ang ginamit niya eh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yison Shin is there. Almost,
Guys,
guys,
ayan oh. Kita mo si
Yes.
masyado boxing oh.
Oo, gumagano. Alam, ito men, nag-uusap sila ngayon. Sabi nila, pre, kapag ka nahawakan mo, ako bahala.
Ako bahala sumapak.
Ganito,
Sabi ni,
pre, left, right jab.
sabi ni Treps.
Oo, binigyan niya yung binigyan niya ng 1-2, syempre. Pinakita niya kung anong gagawin niya. Pero, seriously speaking, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously speaking, kapag ka nag-ban ang BSB, kapag ka nag-ban ang isang team ng Yuzhong, most likely, they want to pick a Yison Shin after
Definitely.
that.
Yeah.
I actually think that Farsa is the best, if not one of the best supports na meron tayo ngayon.
Yeah.
Wave clear is there, presence is there, damage is there, lahat na, pati
Yeah.
yung escape
Yeah.
capability niya. May stun din yan.
And I just wanna add na ang sakit kapag na-combo ka ng Feather Airstrike at saka Mountain Shocker.
Yeah.
Kapag ang daming kakaltok sa'yo mula sa ere.
May tawag ako dyan.
Anong tawag mo dyan?
Death from above.
Death from above. Big words yun,
Big
Butters.
words, big words yun.
Big words. Big words. Death from above combo. Magmumula dito sa BSB. At anong kailangan mo para ma-pull off yan? Kailangan mo ng hold. Siyempre, again, with the penalty zone coming in from BSB to actually get the Cho and to get twice as the Uranus. But this time, it seems like Onyx PH having a strong side lane composition with the Wise and the Cho.
Yeah.
But we shall see. Men, papasok na tayo sa second phase.
Yeah. Harith ang binan dito ng BSB. So, they don't really want Onyx PH dito to have a hero that can actually dance around dito kay Wilson.
Yeah.
Kung siya ba uli yung gagamit niyang Terizla na yan.
Oo.
I actually like the Terizla pick dito, especially for those heroes na laging front. Kasi yung Reynos napapansin nyo, gagamitin niya yung skill niya to dash in.
Yeah.
Kasi alam niya, innately tanky siya.
Yeah.
Now, kapag ka na penalty zone siya, at nagamit niya agad yung dash niya, he has to wait for another
Cooldown ng dash. Yeah.
para makatakas doon.
Oo.
Ibig sabihin ba nun, kukuha na ng flicker si Uranus?
Yeah.
I don't really think that's the best thing to do.
Usually, na ginagamit na ngayon ng mga teams itong Terizla on the ultimate as a counter-engage tool rather than an initiating tool.
Yeah.
No, I think mas nagme-make sense eh. Mas tama ka eh. Kasi at least napipigilan mo yung pag-abante ng mga kalaban mo. Especially nga with the Uranus. But then again, you have a time journey
Yeah.
for the side of Onyx PH. But it's going to be the pick of BSB. Mincy Star is still open
Yeah.
for the counter sa Digi. Claude is the last ban of the side of BSB. They're now targeting Wise right now on the Harith. What is more the options for Wise? May Lancelot pa tayo. Hylos.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's a good pick laban dito kay Diggy, Wise, and Yakno na if ever mahag out sila dito, they will be forced to get out. Sicilian, kung ang Aura PH kasi meron silang X-board na
Support.
Aura PH special.
Oo.
Etong Onyx PH, meron silang Sicilian special.
Sicilian special.
Na kaya hindi mo pwedeng tanggalin sa kanila. Kumbaga sa Pampanga, ito yung longganisa.
Ito yung yung Pampangas best.
Pampangas best.
Ito yun.
Yan yun.
Ito yun. Pero hindi taga Pampanga ang Onyx. Taga Pampanga ba ang Onyx?
Hindi ko alam.
Oo. Pero, kung nasan man sila ngayon, sa kanilang bootcamp, pinakita nilang Sicilian. So, masasagot yung tinanong mo kanina, is this going to be Wise on the Digi? Ay, sorry, on Oh My Venus. On the Digi. Kasi si Oh My Venus, favorite niya ang Sicilian. So, si Iyakno at si Dlar ang magsa-side lane. Who's gonna play the Digi? It's going to be Jay. Okay? Jay on the Digi. Meanwhile, Natalia pick for Trevor. BSB. With this Natalia, 2 easy targets. Actually, for the Natalia, make that 3. The Sicilian, the Cho, and the Diggy. Minsan pa nga Hayabusa ma-outplay niyan eh. Okay, Butters. With the draft right now, I'm gonna ask you, ikaw na mauna. What are your predictions?
It's more of the hard engage na nakikita ko dito na meron yung, meron yung BSB in a way. But still, Onyx PH dito, if you would look at the draft, nakita natin kung ano yung possibility or capability ng Diggy kanina. If they even do the sacrificial strat, I think they have the proper lanes to actually win it.
Yeah, sustain lane
Yung,
din kasi sila eh.
yung side lanes.
Oo.
So, let me go for Onyx PH just because of the Diggy.
Men, alam mo, parang lagi na may ganun na din sa akin eh.
Oo.
Parang meron na rin akong, kasi nagdigi.
Oo.
Parang pwedeng yun na yung manalo eh.
Oo.
No? Sige, susundan kita ngayon. Bumaback up. Nagli-lean towards din ako sa mga Digi picks right now. We're now looking at the items. Mukhang walang magkakaroon ng jungle invade dito. Both of the teams playing it safe. As of now, si Hayabusa pa lang ang merong Hunter Snipe. Actually, nandun na din si Drix. So, clear waves muna ang mga tao, but this time, Jay is now spotting out Drix and Kapuan. This is normal. Pero ayaw niya muna.
Yes. And if you would see here, Drix ang gumamit ng Farsa dito. Ana will be on that Yisun Shin. This is not your usual funnel. Ang ginagawa po nila dito is your literal 1-2-2 setup.
Yes. Papalakasin nila dito ang Farsa. First Blood, I think, alam na natin yan.
Yeah.
Na automatic. Extra money coming in from Drix as the Yisun Shin will go to the top lane. Meron pa nga akong meron pa akong onting discover na palag-palag ang Yisun Shin sa side lane eh.
Oo.
Pwede.
That is actually true, especially if lagyan mo siya ng isa pang kasama. Yun lang naman yung tingin kong isang downside ng isang Yisun Shin kapag nasa side lanes.
Oh.
Kapag ka naiwan na siya mag-isa, it's going to be an easy lane to target.
Totoo. Kasi isa lang yung pangtakas niya eh. But then again, kapag nag-level 4 siya, yun na talaga yung makukuha mo, yung kanyang ambag sa mundo. Alright, Butters, BSB, actually, I think they delayed their purple take here. We're now a minute in for the first turtle of the buff of the game. 55 seconds doon sa top lane. What is the kind of setup na gagawin nila? Level 3 si Trevor. There you go, another kill. Mukhang libre and may rotation na. 2 level 4s. Ayun, para sa side ng BSB, Butters.
Yeah, they delayed yung blue buff dito, yung purple buff dito sa side ng BSB for Drix. Para meron siyang purple buff pag dumating yung unang turtle. It's going to be up by the 3rd minute of the game. Yun yung kaya tingnan mo, nasa taas sila ngayon, they're setting it up.
Oo, yun na talaga.
Gusto nila kunin yung turtle nila.
And kung papansinin mo, level 4, dalawa sa kanila, habang isa pa lang kay Venus. Pero, the Queen. Nagpakita dito, Jay. Another death para kay Jay. I think that was the 3rd one or the 4th one. But Venus actually still making plays, getting the little Wanderer. This is going to be hard for BSB if they're targeting the turtle ngayon.
Yeah.
Kaibigan Butters.
Kung titignan mo, hindi rin talaga nila kasi makuha kanina yung buff just because naka-retribution si Jay.
Oo.
So, ibig sabihin, that's going to be an easy pick-off. Ngayon, Onyx PH, they have the setup onto that turtle. Si Jay dito, just being the annoying person that he is.
Of course.
Si Kapwa nun sa may pinakalikod.
Of course, pero Sanguine Boss, magmimiss dito. That is the kick coming in from Yakdu. Yun na yung penalty zone sa may Glorious Pathway. Nahabol ngayon si Venus, pero yung Bats Piece, hindi na target yung tamang target. And that is how you counter a Cecilion. Lapitan mo lang. BSB right now, still getting crucial pick-offs.
That is bad.
Tapos may importante pang purple buff na nakuha. 2 free kills plus meron pang turtle. All of the objectives ngayon ay napupunta sa side ng BSB Butters.
Bakit sobrang sama nung nangyari dito for Onyx PH? Tignan natin dito. Nakapatay yung Diggy. So that means nag-reset yung bounty.
Totoo. Kaya pinatay siya ngayon.
Yes.
Pinatay siya ngayon.
Yes. And that means meron na namang gold na nabibigay dito si Jay.
Totoo. You don't really want to give free kills and free money for your team. So bukod doon sa free money na nakuha, nakakuha pa ng turtle at nakakuha pa ng purple. So ang dami na talagang resources. Let's see, sino ba napatay ni Jay dito? There you go, again, with the Gillette instant replay. Actually, di na natin nakita, but still, like what you've said, Butters, reset, after reset, para sa side ng Onyx PH. The Natalia getting a free kill. Trevor, right now, Even though nakabasag ang Onyx,
May feeling ako na sobrang underrated talaga ng Hylos ngayon.
sa laro
Sobrang
no?
underrated ng Hylos ngayon. Hylos is one of those picks na talagang nakakabaliktad ng game, but Trevor here gets called out. And that's his job.
It's too deep. Yeah. I think masyado rin siyang deep doon. Diggy is trying to defend this top tower. Pero ang makikita natin dito ay side lanes pa din, kaibigang Butters. Dahil Onyx PH lamang sila sa bottom side. Hindi ganoon kataas yung lamang ng BSB. It's still Iyakno controlling the bottom side. 30 seconds in para sa next turtle natin. What kind of setup kaya ang gagawin dito ng BSB? Let's now look at the items. 3 swords, plus 2 Legion swords na si Cho dito. Meanwhile, papunta pa lang Legion sword si kaibigang Ana.
May explanation tayo dyan.
Sige, Butters.
May explanation tayo dyan kung bakit mas okay kunin yung Legion Sword
Oo.
kesa doon sa 4 na dagger.
Na dagger lang, no?
It's
Oo.
because it's the same amount of damage ng 4 kasi plus 15 lang yan.
Totoo.
Plus 15 times 4.
15 times 4. Ikaw na, 15 plus 15, 30. 60. Ang
Diba?
galing mo
60. Yung Legion Sword, 60. At the price of 910.
Sulit.
Yung dagger, 250.
Sulit.
So, ibig sabihin, 4 na dagger, 60 damage. Meron kang 1K na nagastos. Kapag ka Legion Sword lang, magkano nagastos mo? 910. Magkano nasulit mo? 90 pesos.
90 pesos ang nasulit
Oo.
mo. Kung yun lang, pero Butters, feeling ko, mura lang sa'yo yun. Kasi 10K ka per hour.
Hindi
Tama naman. Tama naman.
Hindi,
Or,
ano lang, I think for this game kasi, for Onyx PH lalo, Manjin,
oo.
since they're on the back lines or sila yung medyo tambak na, well, di naman tambak.
Oo.
Sila yung medyo nagkakaproblema dito. Kailangan maging cost efficient nila.
Totoo. Kumbaga, yung damage na sana mas mura mong nakuha,
Yeah.
mas mahal. But let's see. Dahil may TP na gumagawa dito. Arrival! Ngayon ko lang ulit nakita yan! Naku po! Penalty zone na uli si Tlar dito. Pulado ang side ng Onyx PH. Nag-habol Ana. Going in for the traceless. Pero, Team BSB, sabi nila, Torre na lang ang kailangan nating targetin. Tlar and company will just back off. BSB still winning fight after fights, objective after objectives. Even though Polado, yung kanilang Torre sa mid lane, nakuha sila ng turtle, plus meron pa silang orange buff right now na present for the next team fight.
Yes, hindi nila kinukuha yan just because they have the capability to keep it. Alam nila Onyx PH dito, they don't want to do anything with that. Pero kung Onyx PH fan ka, Manjin, kung Onyx PH fan ka at nanonood ka ngayon, you shouldn't really worry. Kasi if you would look at the net worth, it's only 2K gold.
Kaya
That
pa.
means Onyx PH is doing a great job just controlling the overflow ng gold dito para sa side ng BSB.
Ibig sabihin, may plano pa rin. Wilson falling low. That is the passive. Kita nyo yung passive, ladies and gentlemen, nung Terizla na ang tagal niyang mapatumba. Still, nakakairita pa rin yung Diggy comp. Pero nandito si Trevor from the backline. Samang sipa dito si Iyakno. Bawi! That was too deep for the side of BSB. But now, both of the teams targeting this turtle. Magbabak ang BSB ngayon. That was crucial, Trevor. Na-pick off siya doon, Butters.
Okay, nagigising na dito. Ito sila Iyakno. They have, he has the Blade of Despair on his side. And ito lang yung mga sabi ko dyan. He should hunt for the Natalia.
Ngayon na.
Oo. He has the high and dry. So, ibig sabihin, as long as he can get the kick out, hindi mananalo sa kanya yung Natalia.
Kayang-kaya.
Kaya niya si Trevor.
May damage, may anti-physical pa siya.
Oo.
So, we shall see. Dahil, I think, Iyakno, alam niya na rin.
Alam niya na.
Plano.
Alam niya na. So, dapat niyang hanapin si Natalia. Pero the thing is, direct counter din naman si Trevor sa kanya. As long as si Trevor may execute, kaya niya kunin yung kill kay Cho.
Especially kapag nasa loob ka pa ng smoke screen.
Yes.
Kapag nasa loob ka pa ng smoke screen. So, tingnan natin ngayon kung paano yan gagalamayin ni Iyakno. Speaking of the BOD, Blade of Despair, meron na din si Wise. So, the damage is now real para sa side ng Onyx PH. Plus, yung Sicilian, lumalakas din paunti-unti. Oh My Venus is now getting the damage that he needs. And they have all the outplay potential in the world. So as BSB, I think the only problem here right now for BSB, inaspaspatan sila. Yung mga auto-alarm bombs and nung Young Again form. DJ. But they don't mind. And they don't mind. It's okay. Let's kill that. Let's kill that itlog. Sabi dito ni Drix.
Let's kill that egg.
Oo, let's kill
Para
that egg.
straight English.
Oo.
Pero alam mo, Manchin,
Oh!
nakakapag-stack na rin ngayon si Venus. There's an arrival on Wilson dito. I think they're gonna force this.
Mukhang eto na nga. Lilikuran ni Trevor dito. Quad Shadow out. Si Wise, he has the turtle buff. May shield pa yan in a while. Di mo mababurst agad. Drix, falling low. That is the crits. Magmumula ngayon kay Ana.
Oh.
And mukhang nasa defensive mode actually dito ang Onyx PH Butters. Oh, napakasakit ni Drix.
Alam mo, ang tawag ko na dito strategy na ginagawa ng Onyx PH,
Ano tawag?
ang CCU at si SU.
Sisiu at si SU. Sino si SU?
Si Wise.
Ah.
Pag binaliktad mo, pre.
SU,
Pero
tama.
hindi, ito pre kasi yan. Nagsasakripisyo yung CCU para kay SU.
Si SU pa rin ang ano.
Si SU pa rin ang bida.
Ang tunay na bida.
Oo.
And look at this, si SU, si Wise,
Oo.
actually wala pa siyang deaths.
Wala pa.
And even Blar, ladies and gents, wala pang deaths.
Yeah. And the thing is, alam dito ng BSB na hanggat hindi nila binibigay dito yung side ni Trevor na, alam mo yon, mag-focus kay Wise,
Oo.
that's really going to be a hard task to do. So they don't actually go for it kasi tatandaan mo, si Cap1, kailangan niya mapalo talaga si Wise eh. Once na nakita ni Wise na si Cap1 nandun, automatic, ano na yan, takbuhan portion.
Ano na eh, naispatan na nila. Like what you've said, Butters, vision is still important in every game. Pero unti-unting actually nagkakaroon ng pick-off si Drix. With the 11 kills na meron siya, even though hindi na nabibigyan ng item, yung burst damage, I think na-undermined ng Team Onyx PH. Kalahati, oh.
I think Manjin, hindi yan unting-unting nakakuha ng pick-off eh. Like,
Totoo eh.
parang alam mo yung 60% nung patay sa kanya eh.
Sa kanya talaga. Kapwan, tumatakbo na lang. Mabubuhay pa ba? The Bat Fist was enough.
Alam mo nga, may kasabihan tayo eh. Kalabaw lang ang tumatanda.
Oo.
Kabayo yan eh.
Kabayo, hindi.
Kabayo yan.
Oo, tama.
Makunat at makunat pa rin yan. Mapapatay niya yan. Pero, alam mo yon, mag-effort kayo.
Basta ang kabayo na mula. Lagi nyo
Pagkabag-aba.
Lagi nyo
Ang
tatanan.
kabayo na mula.
Pag ang kabayo na mula, lasingga. Yan lang. Yan ang lagi nyo tatandaan. Mukhang nahihirapan na actually ang BSB with the snap, Butters.
Yeah.
Nawala yung momentum nila eh.
Yeah. Ito kasi si Drix yung hero niya dito. It's really not the best heroes to take into the late game. Kasi nagkakaroon na din yung waste dito yung Onyx PH just to, negate the damage
Oo,
output.
at may items na sila.
Yeah.
Makati na sila. Again, with the vision na meron yung Diggy, they know where BSB is going. Wise now having the endless battle. Nako, delikado na dito si Ana at si Drix. Wise can now pull off 2-on-1 fights. Kapag na-execute niya lang ng tama.
Ayan, si Yakno, ayan, nahuli. Sapak.
Nakita mo yun? Yung Sipa may pectus.
Oo.
Pero, siya, pinectus pa kasi.
Pinectus.
Oo. Ang lupit ng Sipa eh. Akala natin, tago sa dingding. Tapos hindi pala. That was unfortunate for Iakno dahil nandun agad yung buong koponan ng BSB for the backup. Pero, like what you've said, Butters, kaya niya ng pitasin. Kaya niya ng pitasin, mag-isa, si Trevor.
The moment na makapaglapag ng skill si Trevor, that's the time na medyo kailangan mag-isip ni Iakno.
Kung papasok.
Kasi there's this immunity na nangyayari for Natalia.
Oo.
And kapag hindi mo nakuha yung isang buong combo mo, like isang sipa lang naman kaya na eh.
Oo.
Pero kasi there's this thing about BSB, nakalat-kalat sila ngayon sa buong mapa. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nakita mo si Natalia, it's either you take him down fast or umalis ka na. Kasi there's always a rotation or there's always a reaction that's gonna come out from BSB.
Gusto ko yung ano dito actually ng BSB eh. Yung pag-counter nila dun sa vision game ng Onyx PH dahil kay Trevor. And I think kanina pa, kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng chess match sa mapa natin. Kasi nga, bukod doon sa itlog, meron ka pang ninja na si Trevor na ang dami ring nakikita. Yun nga lang, kapag napatay siya, ang laki ng kapalit. But I think it's okay kasi still, walang nakakapag-setup ng Lord. And with the BSB, natatabla nila yung laro kasi nagkaka-item din yung mga cores nila eh.
At alam mo din si Capone dito, syempre, binabantayan niya yung tropa niya.
Oo nga eh.
Tropa niya yun, Lord.
Oh.
Si Dilar dito ang next sa target nila, and Dilar
Kaya na.
will go down 100%. This time around, Onyx PH is in a really tight spot.
Yes.
They can still win this. They have 2 retributions on their side if they want to go for the steal.
Yeah.
Kaso, ang pinakatanong kasi dito is mabubuhay ka ba kapag pumasok ka dyan?
At ang mahirap kasi dyan, Butters, buhay na buhay yung Torre sa mid lane ng side ng BSB. Kaya sila din ang nagkaroon ng opportunity to take this Lord right here, right now. Where is the steal? Nakuha ng itlog! Hindi lang ako Agila. Sabi ni Jay, isa din akong Quago. Long live the birds! The king of the birds! Jay with a clutch steal!
Hindi porket maliit ang itlog, titiklop.
Titiklop, small
Hindi,
but terrible.
Rebol.
Ang Quago, ang itlog Quago. Jay, sa lahat ba naman ng hero na pwede mag-steal ng Lord, Diggy pa?
Inagaw ng itlog, harapan pa rin ng
Harapan
retribution.
pa.
Pang!
Oh!
Pang! Pinaul! Pinaul!
May kasama bang bop?
Oo.
Kuya ba? May kasama bang bop? Sabi ni Jay, hindi lang kayo marunong mag-retry.
Ako
Ako
din.
din. What a retry clutch. Clutch egg. Naku po. Tingnan natin, pero may outplay dito na magagawa side ng BSB. Naku, even though the Lord is there, the bottom side, dalawa na matay. Dito side ng Onyx PH, hindi pa tapos ang laban. Sabi ng BSB, nakawin na natin yan. Iyak mo falling down. Immortality para sa kanya. Pero legendary na si kaibigan Trix. Naku po, tatlong nawala sa Onyx PH, pero hindi pa rin ako makamove on. Kung ang itlog ninanakaw, matakot ka kapag ang itlog ang
Nakaw,
nagnakaw.
oo. Wala. Kala mo, manok lang ang tinatali. Matakot ka pagka yung manok ang nananali.
Matakot ka.
Matakot ka.
Pero, nako, kahit anong klaseng nakaw pa. Sabi ng BSB, hindi pwede sa amin yan. We have all the damage in the world, BSB. Even though sila yung nanakawan ng Lord,
Oo.
sila pa yung nakapagbasag
Okay.
ng tower sa mid lane. Anong nangyari, Butters? Biglang naubos yung Onyx PH.
Breathing space to para sa side ng Onyx PH, Kuya Manjin. Kasi walang hindi lahat ng lanes dito for BSB naka-show papunta sa Onyx PH.
Oo.
Actually, lahat papunta sa kanila eh. Bakit naubos? Now, going back to the question, bakit naubos dito yung side ng Onyx PH? It's mainly because of overstaying your welcome. They really just tried to get more from it. And
Yes.
that was a greedy play coming out here for BSB. Kasi kung not BSB pala, Onyx PH. Kasi kung iisipin mo, you could have just regroup, umuwi ka ng base,
Oo.
nag-regen ka, sinamahan mo maglakad yung Lord. That's going to be easy for you. Pero they just went in, go straight in, pinressure nila yung waves, they really just wanted to push, and they didn't really get the most out of it.
Yes, kasi momentum eh. Kung ikaw ang side ng Onyx, for sure with the clutch steal ni Jay, susundin mo yun eh. Gusto mong i-ride yung wave na yon. Gusto mong i-ride yung trend na yon na, nakakuha tayo ng Lord, sakto lumabas yung Lord. Sundan natin, why not?
Oo.
And we have damage. Probably, kulang yung onting buhay nila and na-out position sila that time. Again, they need to respect BSB's capability to burst. Man, the Natalia can kill easily with the execute. May mounted shocker pa. So, Onyx PH, I think their lineup, hindi rin kasi klaro yung combo eh. Sa lineup nila eh. Mas gusto nila yung type ng clash na hindi sabay-sabay. Mas gusto nila yung single target skirmishes for them to get the victory. But for the side of BSB, with the high loss in your arsenal and with the burst capability of Drix, ang hirap lumapit.
Yeah.
Ang hirap lumapit kung ikaw ang Onyx PH.
Well, to be honest, Onyx PH dito, they're really doing a great job, Manjin. Kasi, naka-stack yung favor against them.
Oo. Uy, pero namula si Trevor dito ah. Naku po, pero pinakalanan! The combo, nakita mo yun? Yung death from above. Napakasakit, pero mas masakit ata dito ang Onyx. Nagtabi-tabi na sila. At inisa-isa ang BSB. Trevor and Capuan. falling down.
A very costly play there from the side of BSB. They really just wanted to put pressure, pero the pressure went back to their side. Now, 12-16 ang score natin. Looking at the goal, si Wilson dito, late ka muna uwi.
Late ka muna.
Late ka muna uwi.
Kuya Boy,
Kala mo talaga.
Papasok eh. Pero eto na nga. Jay and company now targeting the tower. That's an arrival play. Nako, eto na naman ba yung arrival na pwedeng gumalo sa side ng Onyx Wilson with the penalty zone. Lumipat ng game si Drix dito pero basag pa rin ang Torre. Iyakno, makapag-dash out siya. Sanguine Claws, tatamaan dito si Wilson. But mission accomplished para sa side ng Onyx PH. Namuntikan pa nga sila. Namuntikan pa sila.
Pero Manjin, may napapansin ako dito.
Ano napapansin mo?
Nagdi-dip down yung power ng Terizla.
Oo nga.
Terizla had the best game nung early game, yung early phase.
Oo.
But right now, yung transition natin from mid to late, medyo yung impact niya nandun pa rin, pero alam mo yon, pa-dip down and right now, talagang pababa na ng pababa, spaghetti.
Para silang spaghetti.
Oo.
Parang spaghetti na. And alam mo ang spaghetti, kapag sumakit lang ang ulo mo, tsaka lang yan tataas.
Oo.
And mukhang...
Pagka sumakit yung ulo mo, huwag ka lang mawawalan ng panlasa.
Oo.
Wag
Pwedeng sumakit ang ulo.
Huwag ka lang mawawalan ng panlasa.
And mukhang nawawalan na ng panlasa dito si Wilson dahil ang nangyayari ay nagiging pure tank na lang talaga siya. The damage is not present and kaya na siyang ma-burst ni Oh My Venus dito. Again, with the impure rage, it's still Onyx PH. We're back and forth, ladies and gents. Pero sa tingin ko, scaling-wise, I don't know, Butters, but I think Onyx PH with the Uranus still scales better against the tanks na meron ng BSB.
Alam mo si Iyakno dito, kailangan ko lang siya i-commenda. Hindi nawawala yung mission and vision dito ni Iyakno.
Oo.
Alam niya kung sino target niya. Nakita mo kanina, tinalon niya yung Farsa.
Ay, naka-target.
Oo, kasi
Nakapindot.
kanina si Trevor yung target niya.
Ngayon si Parsa
Ngayon
na.
si Parsa na. Sabi niya, kung wala makaabot sa inyo, ako aabot.
Oo. At saka kasi napakadaling target ni Parsa kapag ikaw ang Cho. No?
Oo.
Pipindutin mo na lang yung ulti mo, sisipain
Oo.
niya na yun eh. Ang mahirap dyan, kapag si Parsa nakatayo na lang, sumipa si Dlar, tapos iba pa yung nasipa.
Oo.
Iba na yun. And I think, magandang adjustment yun. Ay, sorry, para kay Iyakno. Napakagandang adjustment nun para kay Iyakno na i-change yung target kasi he knows that the Parsa is the main problem
Oo.
from the backline.
Pero kasi, Manjin, ang hirap naman i-execute nun. Bakit? Merong Winter Transion
Nako.
at meron ding Purify.
Nako. At meron pang wings by wings.
Wings by wings.
So, kompleto
Kung may touch by touch, may wings by wings.
Kompleto si Ricardos. Ang pang-counterplay dito ni Drix kay Iyakno. Oy, naku, Jamaiden! Ako po!
Ay! Takbo.
Takbo. Oy, balik!
Balik no!
Shadowboxing!
Balik no!
Shadowboxing!
Balik no! Wala.
Easy. Muntikan pang majabated.com.ph.
Oo, ngay.
Naku po!
Oy!
At yun pala tunay na bait.
Naleegan si Trevor. Pero, alam mo, that was a really ballsy play coming out here from
Iyakno.
Chakno, tuloy sabihin ko. Iyakno. Kasi, at that point on, pwede siyang baliktarin ni Trevor kasi si Trevor may execute.
Oo nga eh.
Pero sabi niya, taka, nandito yung mga kampi ko, it's my time.
Actually, Trevor could have pulled out the execute but the Shunpo and the Jeet Kune Do was just too fast
Oo.
for the execute range. Minsan kasi akala mo may execute mo na pero ang layo pala masyado eh. And men, Iyakno with a good outplay onto the top lane, giving Onyx PH this opportunity to get more leads. Kasi nga, si Trevor, 7 seconds pa siya. So ngayon, BSB, depensa muna. Remember, may extra stun pa sila with the Dauntless Fleet. Let's see kung paano nila utilize yan.
And the thing is, the damage has dipped down here onto the side of BSB talaga. I mean, Ana, 4-1-12, yes, that's good. Locked item na yan at this point. 24 minutes into the game. This is a very long game considering na kapag nating natin ng 12 to 14 minutes, we're actually at the late game already.
Oo.
So 12 minutes na tayo, nasa late game ngayon ng laro.
Kanina pa.
And slow but steady wins the race. Ika nga nila, Manjin.
Oo.
And both of the teams dito, Onyx PH, masyado na silang matagal na inapi dito ng side ng BSB. Inagro sila ng inagro. At ito ang pagbangon ng api.
Men, I just think na iba pa rin talaga nabibigay ng vision ng Digi. Ana, namula siya magla dito. Naku, yung auto-alarm.
Oy!
Ano yung damage? Uy, pumektos yung
Pumertos!
Bumanda. Para siyang tinira ni Efren Bata Reyes. Siya yung bola. Bumanda siya dun sa kabilang tore. Pero pwede pa rin. Naku po, eto na nga, Onyx PH. Sabi nila, tapusin na natin. Bat Fist para dito kay Oh My Venus mula sa
Oy, Wilson!
Arrival play. Ay!
Ay!
Naku, ulitin niya sana ang pagkapanalo.
Oh!
But Onyx PH gets the victory. Napakatagal nun. But they will force game number 3.
Oo,
Muntikan pa nga.
muntikan pa. Alam mo, isipin mo ganito na lang There's this thing about BSB na ang galing nila mag-control ng game.
Oo.
But one of the main things na kailangan mo alalahanin is yung facing nila. Kung bakit nga ba sila nagkaroon ng problema dito. Obviously, it became a 1-2-2 setup for them.
Yes,
And
yes.
1-2-2 setups aren't really focused on, taking yourself into the late game. Kasi isipin na lang natin dito na you have a Farsa mid. You have a Farsa mid. So, Farsa mid can only do so much. Ang ganda ng rotation dito ni Drix. Walang naging mali dito sa performance ni Drix, to be honest. It was just the matter of mage ako yung core, umabot ng late game, hindi ko na magamit yung full potential ko.
Oo. I think ang naging ang nangyari din ginagawa niya na lang din yung pag-wave clear. Talaga in the late game. But sobrang daming nangyari nung laban na yon. I just can't get over the fact na ang Digi pa ang nakanakaw ng Lord. Tanungin natin sa ating analyst kung ano-ano nga ba yung mga factors ng pagkapanalo ng Onyx PH.
Oh, wow. I don't know where to start actually. Ang daming mga nangyari nga dun sa game na yun. There's a lot of very good plays from both teams. But in the end, nandun na tayo sa one skirmish to win it all. And actually, yung Onyx nagpakita ng kanilang veteran potential. Technically speaking, BSB and their players, maraming veterans dyan. Pero bakit mas solid yung pag-close out dito ng Onyx PH? And then if you recall, during sa aking analysis kanina kung ano ba yung dapat gawin ng BSB, it's all about closing games. And that is one thing that they failed to do in this specific one. In fact, there's a lot of already good starts for BSB. Una sa lahat, gusto ko i-take note ang power ng Hylos, which was picked fourth picked, if I'm not mistaken, by BSB. At ito yung sinagot nila laban dun sa Digi. There was a time na completely nawala yung Digi strategy sana Onyx, yung tactical feeding Digi because of this specific hero. Pero sabi ni Jay, sige, nagkamali. Ang dami kong mali. Nakakuha ko ng 3 kills and 1 kill nung 6 death ko, which really hampered the tactical feeding strategy. Pero bumawi naman siya nung nanakaw niya yung Lord. And that actually is very crucial on this victory of BSB. When it comes to the items, ang daming ang questionable dito mula sa Onyx PH. They didn't have like something like Durance or Deadly Blade against the sustain of BSB. But eventually, tinry naman nila i-fix when they're looking at their damage output in the late game. Eventually, nahirapan tong si Farsa na magbuhat na maging core for BSB. Nakita rin natin yung weakness ng Terizla at the tail end of the game. Yi Sun-shin cannot do it alone. If you're looking at Onyx, however, you have that ever so scaling Oh My Venus. Sicilian, alam natin na hanggang may laban, hanggang palit ng palit, palakas ng palakas ang ating Sicilian. And that is also true with your Uranus at a certain point as well as the Cho. Ngayon yung Hayabusa, I like how Wise performed in this game compared to the previous one kasi nag-make up siya with the very good ultimates in the late stage of the game, which we probably will see later. And of course, may mga post-game stats pa tayo dito na aralin mula sa Onyx and BSB. But we do know na nagkaroon ng problema when it comes to damage ang BSB in the end. Although the Farsa did well. Galing ng performance dito ni Drix on the Farsa. Hindi nga lang, hinulang lang talaga when it comes to the nature of the heroes laban sa mga members ng Onyx. And evidently, nung time na hindi na nga nag-group up dito yung Onyx, nung nag-split na sila ng map, doon na nakabaway ng map control dito ang Onyx. And it also took a little bit of outplay, katulad nga nung Retribution Steel na sabihin na natin may halong konting swerte, may konting halong calculated at konting outplay. But that's exactly what they needed, an X factor to eventually win this game. Now let's look at the smart highlights of this game between Onyx and BSB. Because there's a lot of things na pwede nating pag-aralan. Obviously, this is a Digi strategy na important para sa akin na i-take note natin. Siguro mamaya makikita natin kung kailan ba nagsimula na maubusan dito ng skill ng strength in the early game ang Onyx PH. So, very good. And of course, magkakaroon ng maraming kills dito ang BSB because this is a Digi strategy. But so far, so good for Onyx PH. This is important to take note. Cap 1, do take note why the Hylos is a little bit of a counter against the Digi. As you can see, wala na siyang HP dito and mana. And if you recall, the passive of a Hylos, kapag wala na siyang mana to use the skills, he will use the HP instead. So I'm pretty sure that at a certain point na nakita niya, meron akong opening para magpapatay, magpatiwaka laban dun sa Digi. Using my own HP, pag gumamit ka ako ng mga skills, tapos magpababa ako ng HP enough para tamaan ako ng reverse time at ng Digi bombs, ng time bombs, para nga naman ma-reset. This Digi is at 5 deaths. This is 5 deaths Digi. At alam natin na kailangan mo ng mag-8 deaths before mag-resume. So, after this, the Digi will get a kill. And all of a sudden, if we're on PH, mapapa-facepalm ka. Yung Digi natin na ako na kill, Yung Onyx PH, ang kanilang decision dito is, let's try one more time. Pero yung BSB nakabawi na naman, nagbigay na naman sila ng kill, at kailangan natin bumawi. Now, Onyx PH, on the first Lord, sabi nila, let's play this like a normal Digi game. Wag na natin gawin yung tactical feeding, ilaban na natin. And this is where the brilliance comes from the teams of Onyx PH. Again, lugi na yung Onyx PH when it comes to the overall take of the game kasi nag-fail na nga yung plano nila. So what they did is to play it as a normal Digi team would do. Tapos, dagdagan na natin ng extra flavor, ng extra X factor at try nating i-outplay yung kalaban. And then this happens, obviously. Who would have thought that the Digi, ang isang itlog na nakawang kayo ng Lord. And this really shocked BSB. Although magkakaroon ng magandang teamfight dito ng BSB, yung Onyx PH, dami na nilang pinakita na ways to actually end the game. This one, BSB will win, if I'm not mistaken. And eventually, makakapag-push sila dun sa gitna ng Onyx PH. What I liked about that push defense from Onyx PH is Wise was sacrificing himself. Nag-ulti siya dun sa minion wave para lang hindi totally makapag-push ang mga members nga dito ng BSB. Obviously, marami pa naging clash afterwards. But if you look back dun sa mga nangyari, ang ginawa na lang ng Onyx PH is to divide and conquer against members of BSB. And to win it, parang inutakan na lang nila yung side dito ng BSB. We know na maraming mga veterans na nga dito sa Onyx PH at they've been in war situations before. Look at this. Dilar even nagpapakita sa atin na meron lang siyang 2 and 3 KDA stat. Hindi siya masyadong teamfights kasi alam niya na nasa priority dito ang minions. But he still is the MVP because probably siya yung pinakamagandang record. All of the members of Onyx PH, hindi gumanda yung record in the end because you know what? They prioritize taking over the map over taking over the skills. And that's the recovery coming out from Onyx PH. That's why also they won this game. Obviously, kinailangan nila nung X factor mula dun sa Digi. But I'm sure that eventually Onyx PH decided after nung kanilang pagka-fail nung plans nila, they decided, okay, back to business tayo, back to regular Mobile Legends action tayo kung paano natin i-take yung approach yung game. And eventually, they won the match. That has been my analysis for game number 2. And we thought that we will go to game 3 of Onyx versus BSB. Ano pa kaya ang pakulo? So far, 100% win rate ang Digi sa series na to. And maybe we can see that banned out or prior picked in the next match. Casters, what do you think?
Actually, yan din ang tanong namin, Wolf, kung Digi wins games. Na nga ba talaga? And like what we've said, Thurs, kanina nung nag-uusap tayo, na isang beses pa lang natin nakikita actually natalo.
Yeah.
Yung Digi pick na yan. I think that was from MPL Indonesia. Tama? And may certain, meron kang certain type talaga dapat na composition. I think teams know, alam na nila yan. They know that already. Kailangan sustain yung lane. Kailangan yung lumakas lahat. Ang laki ng nakukuha mo with the 20-second, 10-second delay lang nung digi sa mga kalaban.
Yeah.
Ang dami mong space na pwedeng pag-farman
I think kasi one of the main reasons why the Digi is such a good first pick is because of the setup ng draft. If you would look at the pattern, pagka pinili mo si Digi sa una, first pick, sabihin natin, pinili mo si Digi. Pipili yung kalaban mo ngayon. Kukuha ba ako ng 2 picks na meta pick dun sa may mid lane? Kukunin ko ba yung Yison Shin? Kukunin ko ba yung isang tank na ganito, na malakas? Or, kukuha ko ng 2 side laner na malakas para kahit papano hindi nila mapagana yung Digi pick. And, at the same time, kung lakasan mo yung 2 side lane mo, sabihin natin, nilakasan mo yung 2 side lane mo, ibig sabihin makukuha na nila yung mga 2 best heroes ng meta natin ngayon on the mid lane. Eh, paano kung nilakasan mo yung 2 side lane mo tapos hindi nagpa-fit?
Oo nga, parang kontrapelo agad, no?
Oo.
Kontrapelo agad. Men, since yun yung naging tanong natin, I have a feeling, 100% sure, coming into the draft, ibaban yung Digi. Dahil kung hindi, we're in for another ride.
Alam mo,
we're in for another ride, Butters.
Ito, naniniwala ako we're in for another ride kasi I don't really think that Digi deserves a ban slot sa utak netong 2 team na to. If and only if BSB dito thought na dapat natin iban yung Digi, they should have done that nung game number 2.
Yeah. Willing silang labanan. Willing silang i-risk.
Paiba na paiba yung kulay. Paiba yung kulay ng BSB. Kanina color blue yan eh.
Parang delikado yung mga ilawan na yan.
Oo nga eh.
BSB. Bira lang ako makita ng ilaw na purple eh.
Oo.
Nakot, patay kayo dyan. Purple. Oo.
Nako, bawal yan. Hindi naaangkin yan basta-basta.
Hindi naaangkin basta-basta yan. Pero, ang usapan kasi dyan, Butters, parang iba kasi yung ganyang kulay talaga na ilaw eh.
Oo.
Yung may blue, may purple, may red.
Kulang na lang namamatay tapos bumubukas.
Tapos bumubukas eh. Parang naka-ready yung bootcamp.
Oo.
parang naka-ready yung bootcamp ni na Kuya Shider eh.
Oo.
Ready to fight eh. But kidding aside, guys, let's go to the picks and bats. Mukhang na-stress yung 2 teams natin sa isa't isa. It seems like Onyx PH, na-realize nila na okay, bawal na tayong bawal na tayong mag-easy-easy sa mga kalaban natin. Hindi biro yung game number 2.
Yeah,
Tikan pa rin
of course.
actually yung Onyx and BSB. Nagkaroon sila dito ng mindset na okay, may palag sila. Huwag tayo ma-stress about it. Switch sides tayo ngayon. Butters, Onyx ka magto 2 picks. BSB, ayaw na nila. There you go.
Ayaw na nila.
There you go.
Sabi nila, kung mas nakakainis yung ginawa sa atin, kung nakakainis yung ginawa natin sa kanila ng game number 1, mas nakakainis yung ginawa nila sa atin, inagawan tayo ng Lord.
Inagawan tayo.
Harapan.
Harapan.
May ibon, may maliit na kawago na naglakad doon sa gilid ni Retri.
Oo. Tapos tinurok niya yung Lord. Sabi niya, paturok. Tinurok.
Hindi, pero ano ngayon, yung mga tao dyan na kumuha na kayo ng flu vaccine nyo.
Ay, oo.
Mga
Tama. Magpaturok na kayo. Kaya si Uzi Digi talaga ngayon eh.
Kakakuha ko lang kanina actually.
Ng flu vaccine. Oo. And shout out to all of the people. We hope that you guys are safe sa mga kanya-kanyang households ninyo.
Yeah, stay safe.
Yes.
Yeah, stay safe.
And let's enjoy Mobile Legends. Here we go, man! 3 bans na ang Onyx PH. This time, wala ng Yishun Chin sa laban. So, no more vision control. The Popolin Kupa is open. Atlas is open. Kufra is open too. What is going to be the pick here for BSB? Samus!
Uranus could have been the pick for BSB, but I don't really think that Wilson prioritizes that. I think it's better to play with your certain your comfort heroes right now.
Yeah.
Onyx PH, I really feel that Dilar will go for the Uranus at this point of the game.
Pwede.
It's actually, I'm actually baffled about the Yuzong and the Yison Shin ban because that doesn't really go hand in hand.
Oo. Gusto mo sana pag walang Yuzong, pwede ka mag-Yishun Shin. But like what you've said, Butters, ayaw na rin sigurong, nire-respeto na rin siguro ng Onyx PH
Oh.
yung capability dito ng BSB.
Napapagano
To pull
nila
off,
eh.
to pull off a Shin. So, both of the teams respecting each other here. Onyx PH with the signature Glario Uranus. And I think, iyak no hero na to. The Cho. Good answer. Good answers para sa isang Tams. Kaya makipag-toe-to-toe ng Uranus at ng Cho. Depende lang sa galaw doon sa side lane. Ano ang isa pang pwedeng side lane dito ng BSB? X-Borg maybe?
X-Borg is a possibility, but it depends on the side of Onyx PH kasi dito. Kasi pinakita naman nila yung isang side lane nila, which is going to be the show.
Oo.
So that
Pwede
only
si
means So that only means
Oh.
Esmeralda is one of the viable options, and the Atlas as well. Atlas is a good pick right now just because wala nang Digi.
Yeah.
Wala nang ka-counter sa kanya.
Oh.
But the thing is, Onyx PH dito can react to that.
Yeah.
I mean, ito lang naman yung mga nakikita ko kasi kay Atlas. One of the weaknesses ng Atlas ngayon is ever since nung nawala yung stun niya,
Oo.
yung 0.2 mini stun na yon,
Oo.
that's actually a big thing. Ladies and gentlemen, kung nanonood kayo ngayon and you think that 0.2 stun isn't that big,
Oo.
yun kasi yung leeway mo from actually just using your ultimate, maiangat mo sila
Nang biglaan.
ng biglaan. And isipin natin kunyari slow na yon and may flame shot yung kalaban mo. Wala siyang purify pero slow.
Oo.
Kapag nag-ulti ka at na flame shot ka, nakalayo ka, there's a chance na mapiglas yung Fatal Links.
At pwede kang ma-outplay.
Oo.
Pwede kang ma-outplay ng kung sino man. And it seems like, there you go. A natural flame shot carrier
Yeah.
for Onyx PH. Farsa. Sabi ng BSB dito, don't worry, Manjin and Butters. We got you.
You got you?
We are now at the third phase of the picks and bans. The one banning right now is, I think, Onyx PH. BSB. Ang iniintay ng Onyx PH ngayon is the Wise Hero. Harit is open, Butters. Claude, na nakita natin kahapon, is also open. But they need a combo for themselves with the Atlas pick.
Yeah.
Ano-ano ba ang pwede natin makita kaya dyan?
I mean, a Balmond wouldn't be bad, pero kasi at this point, meron na silang dalawang side laners eh. So,
Oo nga
may offensive side laner na sila, may defensive side laner na sila. That's totally fine at this point. They don't have the Yisun Shin? Probably.
Ling is also banned. Wala na ring Roger.
Oo, wala nang Roger.
Lancelot is open. Lancelot.
You know what? Long shot. Sige, babato ako ng isang long shot dito.
Sige.
Claude.
Claude. Yun nga. Open ang Claude
Mm.
for both of the teams. Wise can also use that. Drix can also use that.
Di ba?
But I think the Lancelot is better against the Farsa eh. And the
Yeah, that's true.
Uranus.
That's actually true.
Pero
Ah,
makikita natin, dahil may ban dito, sila nagban ng Lancelot.
Men, sabi nila, narinig kita, Manjin.
Ubusan na! Ubusan na!
Ubusan na yan.
Ubusan na ng heroes!
Wala tinanggal na yung Natalia, men. Lahat ng hero na ginamit dito
Ng
ng
BSB.
BSB, binan ng Onyx.
Binana ng Onyx. Sabi ng Onyx, ni-research nyo yung Natalia, ni-research nyo yung Jason Shi, ba natin? Ano pa ang ni-research nyo? Tinanong ngayon,
Tingnan natin,
oo.
Okay, I'm liking the ban dito for the Natalia onto the side of Onyx PH. Kahit sabihin natin at the late parts of the game, nagkaroon ng problema dito si Trevor in just executing, going for the kills and all that jazz.
Oo.
It gave a problem kay Iyakno nung nag-show siya.
Nahirapan siya.
Nahirapan din siya.
Kasi the Natalia, nakakaano talaga eh. Nakakairita talaga yung Natalia pag nadali ka ng smoke screen eh. Pero
Binanakin nila
men,
ni Claude, binanakin
wala
nila,
na.
wala na.
ubusan.
Ubus.
Harit!
Alam mo
Harit na
alam
lang
mo,
eh. Ano?
Wise, carry mo na.
Kari, no?
Carry mo na.
Kari. Para sa ano? Para sa Atlas.
Oo, mga 1, 2, 3, 4, phantom step.
Phantom step
Phantom
yun.
step.
Kasi si Hyunjin, single, double,
Oo,
double. Si
sige.
Kari, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Phantom
phantom step eh.
Oo.
Mhm.
Kumbaga, ay mga marksman yung mga mechanics, actually sayaw lang yan.
Sayaw yan lahat.
Oo.
Oo. Phantom step yan para sa Pero nagme-make sense ang Kari dito.
Yeah.
On the ultra late game against the Atlas and the Tams and even the Esmeralda. Ang ayaw ko kasi ang ayaw mo sa Esmeralda ka, yung hindi ka makakalapit.
Ah!
Sobrang goods ng Kari. Pero
Balmond tank?
Balmond support, yes.
Yeah, but, well, It could be a Cho na support. Well, that could be a possibility. Uranus is better put para sa akin to the side lanes. So, this could be a Balmond
Side lane din.
side lane na talaga. I think it's it could go both ways. Pwede si Tank Balmond.
Or yeah, I think mas better nga yung support Balmond yung support tank
Oo.
Balmond Kasi kalaban mo dito mga heroes na mataas ang sustain with the execute of the Balmond, it's okay, but you need the ultimate agad. Ngayon BSB 2 picks. What heroes will it be? Chang'e!
Chang'e!
Your team
Oy!
Ay!
is picking.
Dinaan sa Magic!
Sa Magic. Magka-lab team pa yan eh. Yan yung nai-issue'ng
Oo.
lab team lagi sa page ng MLBP,
Oo.
si Harit eh.
Kala mo si Cushion Leslie?
Kala mo si Cushion-
Nagkakamali kayo.
Nagkakamali kayo. Lahat ang ultimate love triangle ay si Harit, si Chang'e, tsaka si Nana.
Naaalala nyo,
Nilabas na
hindi
nila.
nyo naaalala
Oo.
to, mga bagong mga bata.
Oo.
Nung panahon namin, may mga tinatawag na mati ni Idol.
Damate ni Idols.
Sila yun.
Yan, yung bunny na yan na hawak ni Chang'e, regalo ni Harit yan.
Oo. Tinan mo, pre. Dahil sa sobrang gusto ni Harit, si Chang'e, tinan mo yung tenga ni Chang'e. Harit? Rabbit.
Rabbit din.
Oo.
Rabbit din. Nako.
Ay! Okay!
Ay, 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 ay,
Ay, ay,
ay.
ay!
Ay, 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 ay.
Kinimi mo may racket?
Nako. Nilabas na akong sabi ng Onyx, meron kayong Chang'e na tumitira sa malayo. Onyx PH din.
Meron din.
The plok is real. Ang plok ni Wise. Hindi ko na, I can't believe this, Butters. This is what we get for the
Oo.
5-man ban.
For the 5-man ban.
Eto na. Ang
And-
pagbabalik ng Kimi.
It makes sense in a way na nung pumili ng Harris dito yung side ng sabihin natin, nung pumili ng Harris dito yung side ng BSB.
Okay yung Kimi sa Harit pero ang problema yung Chang'e
Pre, ito kasi yon nagkakaroon ng kontrapelo.
Oo
May
nga
Esmeralda na medyo kailangan ng blue buff, ng purple buff pagka makakuha siya. Tapos, yung Harrit din nangangailangan. Lahat sila mage. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan nila mag-scale sa mga levels. Kung mauunahan nila, malaki chance nila. Parang ganyan.
Ayan na, naku po. Naku po. Ang maganda actually sa Kimi, sa sobrang bilis nung plok nung Kimi, mauuna kayo sa wave clear no matter what happens. And like what you've said, I am agreeing with you, Butters. Yung purple buff dito kailangan mabigyan ng priority kung sino man sa side ng BSB. At mukhang ibibigay mo yun kay Drinks. Kasi Esmeralda can survive on her own without the purple buff. Chang'e, okay din na may purple buff yan para maximum uptime ka ng ultimate mo. Pero I think si Drinks talaga. Pero first blood from Wilson. The capability of the Tams to immediately go to your orange buff. Especially kapag may movement speed up every time he releases the sights. So, Onyx PH, the first blood, but still, ang kailangan is mabigyan ng funnel si Wise. Mabilis mag-clear ngayon, lalo ang Onyx PH, Butters.
The only reason why that was possible at level 1, Manjin, is may execute kasi
Oo.
si Wilson.
Oo.
And, that could be level 1 or level 2. But I'm pretty sure na meron siyang at that point. Kasi kung titignan mo yung item dito ni Tams, meron siyang Hunter's Knife.
There
And
you
what
go.
does that mean if ikaw ay isang side lane?
Oo.
That means you want to go for the invade.
Automatic.
Automatic, kumuha ka ng Hunter's Knife, kailangan mo gamitin eh.
Oo nga, automatic yun. Pero still, hindi niya nakuha yung invade. I think that was too risky kapag kukunin niya. Kaya anong nangyari, iniwan niya na lang. Sabi niya, okay na ako sa first blood.
Oo.
Pero ngayon, nagkakaroon tayo ng exchanges in the bottom side. I still feel na ang bilis nitong Kimi na to. And ang maganda dito, para kay Wise, in coming to the late game, yung damage niya dito can burn through the HPs of the tanks na meron ng BSB. But he needs to be careful. Naku po, ginamit yung Cyclone Eye out, but wala siyang second skill palayo. That is Drix with a clutch pick-off onto Wise. And masya-shutdown ngayon si Wise. We are now getting near to the second purple buff. 15 seconds. Turtle is now up 20 seconds. Venus and company still trying to outplay Wilson. But Wilson with the Contrant Inferno, the sights, enough ba to para makapag-lifesteal siya? Hindi na. The Ionic Blades will finish him off.
And alam mo dito, BSB is doing a great job finding the right positions for the takedowns. Yung Kimi dito, hindi nawala yung kanyang buff, pero the game will reset at 3 minutes. And that only means that meron silang pangalawang way ngayon to get back that purple buff.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? Pupunta na sila agad dito
Sa Turtle.
sa may Turtle.
Yeah. Actually, ang unfortunate nun para sa BSB, gusto ata nilang bantayan yung purple at hindi lang nila na timingan ng tama. Could have been, wala sana purple si Wise ngayon. But here we go. Ana, magmimis ang kanyang ano dito.
Ang
Ang kanyang
galing!
ultimate. Pero ang ganda ng rocket ni paring Wise. At mukhang mag-aabol pa si Jay. The sights ay tatama sa kanya. May onting slow. Drix will fall down. Nice last hit mula kay Wise para sa Turtle. Na-reset niya yung game. Okay lang kahit napitas siya. It's still Onyx PH getting the victory on that skirmish. 300 ang kanilang kalamangan.
Clearly dito, Wise, na-redeem niya yung sarili niya from that pick-off na nangyari dito. And he even got those 2 kills. The Rocket being very efficient.
Yes.
Efficiency is key.
Efficiency
If you
is key.
want to be a Kimi dito na gusto mag-pop off o magkaroon ng power spike na maaga,
Yeah.
dead from above,
Oo.
oh my Venus, pinakita ang kanyang tunay na pakpak.
There you go. Speaking of pakpak, may pinapakpak din ang BSB doon sa bottom lane. Teams are now mirroring each other. Butters on this one. But then again, Kimi to eh.
Oo.
Mas mabilis makakapag-push to kahit ano mangyari.
Ito mirror mo kung mirror mo, okay lang.
Oo.
The thing is, hindi pareho ng bilis yan. Pero si Kapwan dito, may ibang nasa utak.
Ano nasa utak ng
Tinake-down niya dito yung Kimi.
Naku po, I think Onyx PH, ang plan lang sana nila doon was to box out heroes. Pero sabi ni Kapwan, ba't nyo naman ako mababox out? Nasa harap ko na si Wise. Another good pick-off for BSB to negate the potential power spike. Pag-oomph ng power spike sa side ng Onyx PH. Let's look at the items now, kaibigan Butters. Assault Kiras para dito kay Uranus. Meanwhile, Calamity Reaper na ang yaman actually ng Harit. Again sa Kimi na 2-4 lang ang pera and Harit is now at 3K.
So, bakit nga ba medyo, sabihin na natin, ang bilis ng item progression dito ng isang Harith na mage? Diba? Most of the marksman kasi, or most of the funnel na nakikita natin ngayon, they actually opt to go for Raptor Machete. Raptor Machete is actually one of the best items right now if you're gonna go for a tank. And those stacks, you really need those. It's cost efficient, it has good damage output, and it depende pa sa performance mo yung idadagdag niya sa'yo. So, Calamity Reaper, unang item, kasi sa mga mages naman, you don't really go for the Star Shard as much. There are times na kukunin mo yung Star Shard mo. Pero if Calamity Reaper yung pinakamagiging unang item dito ni Harith, that means you have this spike na pwede mong abusuhin every time may Zaman Force ka.
Yeah.
And there is actually no direct counter or no direct way to stop yung Harith dito from, just finding its way to the backlines at mapilitan kayo doon.
Kaya niya actually abulin yung Kimi. I like that you pointed out na with the Calamity Reaper, ang taas ng chance maging aggressive ni Harit dito. It gives you mana regen. It gives you true damage of the Azure Blade. Ang dami mong pwedeng target din. The Farsa, again, kapag nag-ultimate si Venus dito, yung Harit, pwede niyang ilapag yung Zaman Force and pwede siyang makipaglaro ng Patintero against the Farsa. So, yung camera natin ngayon ay titingin sa galaw ni Drix and sa galaw ni Wise. Nag-reset na naman yung game. Wala na namang nakuwang counter objective dito ang BSB. But then again, ang plano lang nila is to negate Onyx PH from dominating this game early. Kasi if you are a Kimi, you really want to dominate the game early. Even though you have damage in the late game, mas gusto mong ma-utilize yung push potential ng Kimi.
Iyak na doon, medyo pulled the trigger a little bit too early.
Yeah.
Pero si Wilson dito, shaken and bacon.
May Contrant Inferno kasi, kaya hindi niya rin na timingan yung execute. Pero nandyan naman si The Queen. para makabawi. Cap 1, Fatal Links onto 2. Ang ganda ng Zaman for Synchro Vision! What a combo
Cap
from Drix
1!
and Cap 1.
Cap 1, mga kaibigan, just showing us why he is the captain of BSB. Mainit ang laban dito. Ay! Sino nakuha? Ay!
Ang ipon na
Ang
naman.
ibon! Ang ibon!
na
Ang
naman.
lahat ibon! Yung Kimi mo may racket!
Kimi mo may racket, ipon din. Ipon din yung nilalabas. Dragon ba yun? Oy, ang galing oh. Oh, acute angle. Acute angle na mga tirahan.
Ay, obtuse!
Pala, obtuse. Hindi, parang acute eh.
Acute!
Parang,
Ay, isa pa!
ay, naku, isa pa.
Wala. Ano, ginulat lang kita.
Oo.
Ginulat lang
Practice
kita.
lang.
Nakatingin
Practice.
ka kasi sa akin eh.
Oo nga, practice lang.
Practice lang.
Pero men, ibang klase. Oh, biruin mo, si Venus, papaulanan ka ng mga tira mula sa ere. Tapos si Kimi, babaton ka ng racket sa harap
Oo.
mo. Right angle yun. Oo.
From long range with love.
From long range with love. Ang nangyari dito, BSB, with the Gillette into sa triplay, tignan natin ha. Nalamaan dito ng mga ultimate si Drake. Sakto yung range ni Oh My Venus.
At tignan mo dito sa eke na yon, nung binatingin ng racket, alam mo ginawa?
Ano?
She naved the day.
She naved the day, kaya naku, yun yung naganap. Ana dito, nag-ultimate the Falling Star Moon, pero Jay mabubuhay pa din. Pero joke lang pala, dahil si Drix ay half health na. Dlar, okay, nakikipag-ikutan kay na Ana, pero still Wise, having the damage of this Kimi. Pero Venus, man, bow down to the Queen. Ay, the Wise in Venus combo. The Wise in Venus combo.
Oh my goodness, eto na nga sinabi nila. Like legit,
With receipt.
Winnie the Pooh na ba ang Onyx PH dito?
Men, ginulat nila. Men, look at the Queen. Tignan mo. Ikending mo, girl.
Ikending mo,
Ikending mo,
girl.
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 Flaunt it. Flaunt it, girl.
If you have it, then you flaunt
Then you
it.
flaunt it.
If you have it,
Have it.
you flaunt it.
Grab. Oh my Venus. The skincare routine is
Oo.
real. Brothers, the skincare routine is real. Naku po, huli ata si Ana.
Oy! Binasketball!
Basketballers! Para kay ano, sabi ni Kapon, ako din! Marunong din ako mag-basketball. Ito na yung laban. Ako po, Honey Stars para kay Trevor dito po ng gilid. Pero oh my Venus! The Phoenix Force!
Oh,
The Phoenix Force
the
is
Phoenix Force.
just too strong!
Ay,
ba yun?
naku talaga.
Ay!
Wala. Dinaan sa tikas.
Kumbaga, tag mo yung ano eh, no?
Oh.
Yung classmate mong umaaura eh.
Oo.
Ang lakas umaura nito ni Venus eh. Oh, lumilipad pa eh, oh.
Oo, wala. Ang sinasabi ko nga sa iyo, if you have it, then you
Then you
flaunt it.
flaunt it. Ay, naku.
Nahuli si Dillard.
Dillard dito.
Oh, takbo.
Ang mahirap dito, Babs, yung Onyx PH, nagkakaroon nata mga overextension, pero nandito na naman ng Phoenix Force. Jay, trying to get away, but BSB,
Okay.
medyo malayo na yung feather airstrike ni Venus that time.
Pagbibiro ay tanggalin muna natin ng saglit. That was a very costly
Oo eh.
take-off
Oo eh.
para dito sa Onyx PH. Si Dilar was actually in a position na parang you shouldn't really be in at that
Oo.
point in the game.
Naku po.
Oh, yan oh. Phoenix
Eh,
Force. Phoenix Force.
Sabi ni ano dito, sabi ni Oh My Venus dito, gusto nyo pala ng ibonan ha.
Oo.
Ito ang tunay na ibon.
Matayog ang lipad sa
Matayog ang
ranggola
lipad.
ni Venus.
Oo nga. Ben, the real problem here, I can therefore say, is really the Parsa. Kasi ang problema, yung mga binabatong meteor shower ni Trevor dito, pwede kasing harangan ng mga kampi niya, ng
Oo.
mga kampi ni Venus. Eh yung ultimate ni Venus, hindi mo naman naharangan eh. Wala naman silang payong
Oo.
dito eh. Nahuhuli sila eh.
Men, alam mo, yung way na paglalaro dito ng Onyx PH kasi, sa totoo lang, wala sila masyadong stand dito kung papansinin mo.
Oo.
Pero kapag ikaw nalagay ka sa maling pwesto,
Oo.
punish ka. Hindi ka finish,
Punish ka.
Oo.
Correct. At saka mahirap kasi dito, Ters, isa lang yung initiating factor sa BSB. Si Kuya Cap 1 lang.
Oo.
prepared lagi yung Onyx doon. Ang mahirap dito, Babs, na-pressure ngayon bigla yung BSB. Look at this. All lanes shoved out para sa Onyx. Libre Lloyd nga to actually eh.
Yeah.
For them to take.
And right now with that wave shoved, they are actually gonna go for that Lord. Tingnan mo, nag-set up na sila ng position dito.
Kaya ni Kimi solo yan.
Kaya ni Kimi solo yan, pero they wouldn't really, put it in a perspective na hayaan nila yung Kimi doon because there's the thing about going for solo Lord.
Oo.
Na kapag kaya mo, pero if after nun, mabababuhay mo, there's a chance na susugod yung kalaban.
Totoo. At mukhang magkakasugod na. Actually, iniispatan na ng BSB kung naglo-lord dito si kaibigang Wise. Sabi ni Wise, kuha lang muna tayo ng purple buff para uptime yung first kill natin. The vision is way too strong then for Onyx PH. For BSB to initiate on this one, the rocket and the feather airstrike zoning capabilities na malupit para sa Onyx PH. Ana, ang problem dito ng BSB, kailangan nilang gamitin yung Meteor Shower just to clear the wave.
Oo.
And yung Meteor Shower pa, yung main kit actually nila for damage.
Actually, ang dami nilang bulalakaw dito eh. May Meteor Shower. May Falling Star Moon. Which is technically,
Bulalakaw na
bulalakaw din
Esmeralda.
yun.
Oo.
Pero alam mo, Manjin, the push capability here of Onyx PH is actually, sabihin natin kahit may Kimi, kailangan nila yung Lord.
Oo.
So right now for this, for BSB, I know they have an idea na naglo-Lord na ngayon etong Onyx PH.
Kaso,
It's just that hindi talaga sila nakapwesto at hindi sila nakaset up para contest yun. Lord has been slain. Kimi is now going to the mid lane.
Oo.
Or probably the bot lane.
ay, ang ganda. Sinipa. Pag sinipa mo yung robot,
Oo.
susunod pa rin doon sa... Okay, naku, pumasok si Lard dito. Oh, eto na naman, baited.
Tinamaan si Girly.
Sinamaan. Man,
Wala.
the queen is here.
Oo.
The queen is here. Oh my Venus.
Bend the knee.
Bend the knee.
BSB. Onyx PH dito. They're really making a way para matapos na tong game na to. Oh my Venus, just showing us how to play Farsa.
The Farsa is way too real right now. It seems like siya pa nga naging carry dito ng Onyx PH. Sumugod na ang Lord. Eto na kapwa, isa lang ang mahuli, but the Purifies are there to negate it. Venus again with the feather airstrike. Mukhang magmimiss na dito ang mga meteor shower. Tinarget na sa Lord. At si Wilson na namumula dito with the contra deferred on the sides. Nawala si Venus dito sa wakas. Sabi dito ng BSB, the Lord will also fall down. Pero nandito na rin si Iyakno, umiikot-ikot lang. Sina Trevor na nandito pa din. Meron pang meteor shower, mukhang wala pa. Oh! Ultimate coming in from Iyakno. The lethal counter. Pang-ubos lang ng minions. Dahil Onyx PH will back out na at mukhang Torre na lang ang target. Hindi na ngayon makapatay ng mga tanks ang
Okay.
BSB.
Nawala si Kimi, mabilis doon. And yeah, Oh My Venus and Wise is out. So that means mag-back off dito yung Onyx PH. They do not have the damage.
Kaya to! Naku,
Pero
kaya to!
kaya silang
Slam dunk!
pausahan ng BSB dito. That is true, Manjin.
Naku! Mukhang rumaragasan na naman si Esme.
Rumarag.
Mula kay Ana.
Oh.
Yun ang ayaw mo minsan kapag yung Reynolds ka, magugulat ka. Yung Esme, uubusin kasi din yung shield
Oh.
mo eh.
Ano nga bang kanta yun?
Sandogang.
Oo nga, rumarag si Esme.
Sumasakit na si Ana
Oh.
dito, Babs ah. Kailangan mag-iingat ni Vice dito. Tsaka
Ay,
si Venus.
nasipa si
Naku,
Kuya Trevor.
Nasipa ata si Trevor dito. Pero si Venus ang ultra target. Nako, naging Phoenix Inferno. Pero yung mga block ni Wise. Second skill coming in from Wise. Kapon will now fall down. Mag-aabot pa dito sina paring Wilson. Wilson with the sides. Pero lipat ang camera dito sa baba. Ana, tumatakbo na kanyang first skill. Rocketeers, nagkakatansyahan. Huli ka ngayon. Wilson!
Wilson.
Si Wilson pala yun!
Oy, si
At si Wise.
Ana.
Ay, grabe
Obe,
naman!
man.
Grabe naman!
Eto na yung magjowa. The defense of the last jowa, pre.
The
Defense of the last jowa.
The defense of the last jowa. Drix, tinamaan dito. Rocketeers, nagkakatiran. Nagkakatiran. Kaibigan Batters. Feather airstrike. Sipa.
And that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. They do not have the capability to defend that. Onyx PH napunta sa kanila na ata, Manjin, yung first game curse.
The first game curse. Again, for Onyx PH. I think, bukod doon, BSB meron ding one game curse. Lagi. props to both of the teams. Pero Onyx PH, they were the better team. Oh my Venus with that outstanding Phoenix Force Farsa.
Yeah,
Phoenix Inferno.
Phoenix
Pare Butters.
Inferno. Alam mo, eto na lang. BSB, hindi mo rin masabi na kahit hindi sila nanalo ng isang series dito ngayon, hindi mo masabi na hindi sila frontline or contenders for the MPL Championship.
Oo nga
Why?
eh.
Why? Look at the enemies na nakalaban nila. Signal Ultra.
Yes.
Nakalaban nila yung Aura PH.
Yes.
Ngayon, nakalaban naman nila yung Onyx. And
Oo.
these are literally the best. Well, Signal Ultra has something to prove pa.
The teams na matataas ang ranks.
Oo, pero yung
Oo.
teams na nag-grand finals nung season 5,
Mhm.
nung season 4 din actually,
Yeah.
nakakuha ng isang game yung BSB.
BSB, there you go.
So,
there you go.
Is this going to be a trend na kapag ka medyo nakuha pa, nakapag-adapt pa yung BSB coming into this season 6 dito sa 5-band setup na to, eh magiging mas maganda pa yung performance nila. If kaya na nila mag-take ng isang game dito sa mga teams na to, then that actually means na kapag ka nakapag-adapt pa sila, na kondisyon pa nila yung sarili nila, it could be a 2-0. Who knows?
Sobrang scary.
Sobrang scary. Potential is there. BSB still one of the
I think kailangan lang nila
contending
sigurong
teams.
ma-discover on how to end the series.
Mm.
Kasi they know how to end the game. And Onyx, man, kinabahan ng sobra.
Oh,
Kinabahan ng sobra. Man, props to both of these teams.
may ano kasi.
Oo.
Alam mo yung parang on switch
Oo nga
si
eh.
Venus, na kapag ka sinabi na ni Venus, ma'am, need na ng Winnie. Pack
Galore.
galore.
Pack galore.
Pack
Oo.
galore. Ganun lang.
Let's see kung ano pa ba ang mga nangyari sa game na yon sa ating resident analyst, Wolf. Ikaw naman.
Thanks so much, casters. And while we are laughing at it, it's true. When there is a snap mula dun sa ating queen, everybody will bow down and just obey the orders. At nakita natin yun in game number 2 and game number 3. Talagang nag-flip the switch ang Onyx. It seemed like they have awoken back once again. Of course, we are looking at the heroes na interesting para sa akin ang ginawang draft dito ng BSB. Instead of going the natural, meron kang fighter, meron kang carry na physical damage, BSB decided dahil marami nga mga na-bans sa 10-ban system, let's go for a lot of mages. Chango gonna be playing as a support, and they also have these two cores here. Na first pick nila dito yung Thams, and honestly yung Onyx PH, I really like how they dealt with this. Kasi kinuha nila dito agad yung Uranus and their Cho. Statistically speaking, winningest. Pinakamataas na win rate na heroes nila, and then they backed it up with the Farsa. So far, sobrang perfect agad. Kuha agad yung Onyx recipe na hinanap natin. Bakit? Kasi meron kang isang Cho na flex pick. You also have the you also have the Farsa na signature hero para yung may Venus, and you have Dilar na nakakuha niya kanyang Uranus. So, you're gonna wonder if your BSB, is this a fighter Cho or is this a core support Cho? We don't know. Now, BSB, ang kanilang reaction, let's go get the Atlas, let's go get the Esmeralda. Ang ganda. It answers a lot, right? But Onyx, they are prepared for this. Kinuha nila agad yung Balmond, which is a good execute factor against the tanky heroes of BSB dahil nagpakita sila ng Esme, Atlas, as well as the Thams. Tapos nagban pa sila dito ng mga potential side laners mula sa Onyx. And napilitan ang BSB na kumuha ng Harith. Maganda sana for taking objectives, but eventually kinulang din sila. And now looking at the post-game stats, I want you guys to look at the damage, building damage output coming out from the Kimi, because this is something that we missed. Ang tagal natin hindi nakita ng Kimi during the postseason of MPL. And we tend to forget how good Wise is with this Kimi. Look at that, 21,000 building damage in just a span of what? Ilang minutes lang ba to? 15 minutes and 28 seconds. Very, very high damage output. And we know that when it goes down the wire, ang Onyx PH, lagi silang meron tong Kimi. In fact, noong MPL Season 5, ang ipinanalo nilang laban against Aura PH was also this Kimi pick. At hindi lang yan, lagi nila itong nilalabas when the going gets tough. And I honestly would have thought na, oh my goodness, baka hindi kayanin ng Kimi to. Onyx PH says otherwise. Now let's look at the smart highlights of the game and look at how Onyx PH executed well with this. By the way, ang ganda ng ginawa ditong unang move ni Tamos. I just want to do take note na yung first set of items niya dito is taken into consideration. If kung gawa niyang umabot mula dito sa base papunta dito, it just means na kumuha siya ng boots. And he identified that Dilar was there, quickly punishing him. This Purify will not do anything, and we know that Execute is best against Uranus. I've been playing a lot of Uranus myself, and against a Thams level 1, hindi ganun kablag. Honestly, konti lang din nakakapalag sa Thamos come the level 1 because Thams is such a good duelist pag level 1 battle. So napunish niya yan, and he was in a good spot. By the way, the positioning of Oh My Venus is always perfect. Utilizing these walls, nakikita nyo, at meron kang dalawang taga-protecta mula sa Onyx. This is a wonderful formation coming out from Onyx PH, and I think that they're one of those teams na napakaganda bigla ng kanilang formation na tinatawag natin when they do field this Pharsa plus the Kimi lineup. Using all of the surroundings, using their positioning as well at uncontested. Kita nyo kasi itong sa Pharsa, this position, kung saan nasan eksakto si Oh My Venus, abot niya yung buong area, general area, where the turtle is. And magbubura muna ako dito ng ating mga drawing. But yeah, you understand, the formation of Onyx PH, wonderfully done. They will do this over and over again kasi alam nila na dito sila nagkakaroon ng advantage. This is not the most perfect game from Onyx PH, but when they execute like this, kapag ganito yung formation nila, na lang magawa. So ating word for the day, obviously, formation, mga kaibigan. But yeah, eventually Onyx PH will continue to take the objectives because this is what they need. When you are doing the Kimi composition, Kimi lineup, like dapat, depende sa iyong objectives. And after the first death of Dilar, bumawi talaga siya. In fact, at this point, siya yung pinakamayaman sa team at nakakuha agad siya ng talisman into that Oracle that's Oracle just really stopped the progression of this Esmeralda and eventually the whole entirety of BSB. Oracle, para dun kay Dilar. Cursed Helmet para Iacno, a lot of magic defense against the magic-based composition of BSB. And it only took a lot of rinse and repeat from Onyx PH. Look at that. Di ba, hindi nahuli sa Oh My Venus dahil nga naman meron siyang Purify. So, every time na makakabalik din si Oh My Venus, makakawala si Oh My Venus sa initiation ng BSB, nakakuha ng magandang turnaround fights ang Onyx PH. And like we said, the objective-taking potential of the side of Onyx PH is far more superior compared to BSB, and eventually, naolats na lang din ang mga tropa natin mula doon sa BSB. And look at this, our MVP of the match, the Queen Oh My Venus, only one death on this Pharsa. But look at the items. By the way, hindi niya makuha itong items though without the kills, but also without the objectives, which is important. That's also why Onyx PH really likes this objective-based lineups around the Kimi because they know that through the Kimi and through the performance of this high-reach mage na Pharsa, nakakuha sila ng magandang laro laban sa kung sino man makalaban nila, especially when the going gets tough. That has been my analysis, post-game analysis of that game. And why don't we take this chance para kausapin ang ating mga tropa picks mula sa Onyx PH. I think that we will be talking to the MVP. Oh My Venus. Okay. Hello. Hello, Oh My Venus. Batiin mo naman yung mga viewers natin.
Ano yung Ball?
Yes.
Chika.
Okay, ano yung chika mo?
Tosachi.
Sorry, hindi ako magaling sa gantong usapan, pero kwento mo lang, i-chika mo na lang yung nangyaring game sa inyo after game number 1. Medyo natalo tayo, nahirapan, at paano kayo bumawi sa game 2 at game 3?
Ano daw?
Paano kayo bumawi sa game 2 at sa game 3?
Siguro tiwala. Kayo. I believe that trust is the foundation of a good team. Just like of our last team, our first team, we still believe in the powers of each other. So, the result was victorious. That, yeah, surely power and trust.
Okay. So, ang question ko sa'yo ay, Venus, para sa'yo, what is beauty para sa'yo?
Beauty, that I love you more. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Venus. Actually, huling message na lang siguro sa mga fans ng Onyx, bukod dun sa mga narinig na namin sa inyo, at i-hype mo sila sa mga susunod niyong laban.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank my family, my friends, my teammates, and the management of Olympics. Thank you so much. And to all our solid supporters, thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Onyx PH, and syempre kayo, my Venus. Wonderful and one of the best experiences ever sa pag-i-interview. Napakalupit. Maraming salamat. Of course, that has been the first series of the day. We still have plenty more to go. And for sure, malupit pa ang action nating makita dito sa MPL Season 6. By the way, guys, we still have a lot of giveaway codes all throughout the day. Every time na matatapos sa ating matches. At dahil sa kasipagan nating sumali sa mga sa mga contest natin sa MPL Season 6, we also have bonus giveaway codes. So if we continue doing this and supporting MPL Season 6, marami pa tayong mabibigay para sa inyo. Nevertheless, that has been the first series. Onyx taking 2 games, of BSB taking 1. This has been the first series and still have plenty more to go after this. Before we go to a break, let's thank the organizations that made this possible. MPH Season 6 is brought to us by our official tournament telco partner, Smart. Forge stronger bonds with your team as you conquer the battlefield with Smart Giga Games 99. Enjoy 1 gigabit of games all day through for mobile legends, Facebook gaming, and more. Just dial *123# now and choose Giga Games 99. MPLPH Season 6 also brought to us by our official sponsor, Realme. Realme is celebrating the first Realme Fan Fest and #Dare to be Realme campaign. Visit their website at fb.com/Realme